The call came early. My father on the phone, voice unsteady. "Dee, I think I'm dying." I asked him what was happening. He said his whole body wouldn't move. I told him to call 911. I was already in the car. We didn't have a hospice referral yet, not at that point. We just needed answers. So the hospital seemed like the only place to start. He was septic. Within a day, things moved fast. Lactic acid climbing, in the ICU, a central line going in. I walked into his room before sunrise, and he looked at me with a clarity I'll never forget. And he said he thought he was done, that he wanted to go home, that he wanted hospice. I asked him if that was truly what he wanted. He said yes. That single word started everything that came after. The hospital staff were stunned, treating an infection one moment, discharging him home the next. They told me if they stopped the fluids, he might not even survive the ride home. But I had already made the calls, and within hours, a bed was delivered, equipment arrived, and a hospice team met us at the hospital to walk us through it, before he'd even left the building. Before they moved him in, he said, "Let's wrap it up. It's time for me to go meet my maker. I'll see you on the other side of the gates." I told him that when it was my turn, I'd come running through those gates to find him. Those were our last words to each other. It was only a couple of blocks home. It felt like the longest drive of my life. Once we got him settled, the hospice team moved seamlessly, almost invisibly, getting consent signed, getting him comfortable. Because his symptoms weren't yet managed, they brought in continuous care, nurses staying by his bedside for 8, sometimes 12 hours at a stretch, so that I could finally go home and sleep, knowing he wasn't alone. He was on hospice for 7 days, unconscious for the last of them. 7 days that were too short and yet long enough to know he wasn't suffering, that he was simply quietly going. Looking back, I wonder if we could have caught it sooner, weeks before the sepsis, in the quiet decline of his heart and in his lungs that no one quite named in time. Would I have wanted him to suffer longer? No. But would I have wanted the chance for him to say goodbye to other family members, friends? Absolutely. There was a moment that still stays with me. A physician suggesting we remove his oxygen, warning it would only prolong things, and watching him turn blue almost instantly. It was terrifying. And yet he lived on for another week after that, comfortable, surrounded, never alone. What I carry with me now isn't regret. It's gratitude for the speed, for the care, for the chance to hear him speak one last time. Hospice gave me that. It gave him the ending he asked for. Hospice can help families care for their loved one. Learn more about what hospice care can offer you and the people you love at calhospice.org.